Hey everyone, I'm Sabaa from Heavenly Handmaids for You, welcoming you to my channel. So, you must be wondering that what is on my table right now. So, so that is a fuse tool which I recently bought. Okay, so today I'm here to discuss with you all everything like what comes into the box, how much it cost, whether it is important to buy or not, and how it works, what all the things you have to keep in mind, and there are some tips and tricks. We are going to discuss everything together. Okay, so these are my learnings which I thought I experienced while using this tool. So I'm gonna tell you everything about it. Okay, so as you all know that I am a crafter by profession, so I am more into scrapbooking, paper crafting and card making. So as it is also trending, so my reason to buy this product was not because it was trending, but it is because of the use. However, before buying the things, because it is a quite expensive tool, so you have to do a very proper research that whether you should invest into this product or not. Okay, so if you are really working for a long term, if you are planning to work for a longer period of time, it is better to invest in. Okay, so let's start with opening this packet and let's see what is inside this packet. Okay, so this is VR memory keeper fuse tool. Okay, it comes into a packaging like this. All right, you have to give a slight cut to all around to open this packet, and that's how it opens. Okay, then you'll find this, and then there would be a layer inside like this. Okay, so that is just a top layer. Now everything is here into this tray. So first of all, you would be getting this metal ruler, which is you'll get the measurement into inches as well as into centimeter, which is quite useful. You're gonna learn it in a later on video. Okay, then that's the main tool with this type of socket. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you that how, whether you should use this or you should use some alternates. Okay, so let's unbox it fully and then we'll discuss it entirely, that how to work with that. Okay, then you are going to get this stand. Just a second. Okay, that's the stand where you can fix this part of your tool. When it is hot, you can fix it here like this, which is quite good and quite safe. All right, then you get these two tools here. One is this, which is for cutting, and one is this. So most of the time we use this tool. Okay, and yeah, it turned into black because I used it, so it turned into black. So let's see how it works. So because these are very tiny, so I'll just keep it separately. Okay, and now that's the another tool. So let's discuss about the socket first, because that is the most important part to operate it. Okay, so this type of socket is this would not be compatible to sorry, this type of plug is not compatible to Indian sockets. So what you have to do is, either you can change it, you just go to any nearby electric shop and then you can ask to change it. They will change this part. Okay, or else you can do one thing, that you can use a converter like just a second, I'll just show you a converter. You can use something like this. Okay, where you can fix it like this, and this, sorry, and this part is compatible to Indian sockets. Okay, so you can use something like this, or the best way is you just change the entire thing. So if sometime if you don't get it, you would not be able, you don't have to stop your work. So I'll tell you one of the example, because the same thing I got into my heat gun tool, so I did the same with that, but not with this. So okay, so I'll show you that how that looks. Just give me a second. Okay, so that is my heat gun tool, and I have changed this to this type of plug. Okay, so you can do something like this with your fuse tool too. Okay, now the next is how you have to fix uh, the tool here. So it is nothing but you just have to move it around like this, like a nut, and that's it. It is fixed. Okay, so what I have learned while using this tool is you should always use something at the bottom, and that should be basically if it would be good if you use some kind of chipboard or a hard material like that. Okay, don't use corrugated sheet, use something like this. Okay, so I just use my one of my chipboard too, which I fully dedicated to for my fuse tool work. All right, now coming to the heating part, it heats very quickly. It hardly takes 1 minute to get completely in the mode of working. So you just fix it here like this. Okay, and you just plug it in. So I'll plug it in, and then I will work here along with you so that you understand that how it works. I'm fixing socket, and then we'll work together. It will be very quick. Okay, it will heat up very quick. There are few things which you can use. So you can go with acetate sheet, which are the normal, the crispier one, and you can go with some sleeves like this, which we usually get for files. So I found this sheets more better to work with, and more easy to work with actually. And the reason being, it is not very crisp, but when it is very crisp, there are more chances that the two layers of the acetate would come off. Okay, but with that, because it has little bit of flexibility, it gets easy for you as well to work. Because when you make the lines to make any kind of sleeves, or when you are planning to put shakers inside, it gets sometime difficult. Okay, so that's what I learned through my experience. Now coming to running the tool. Okay, so what I do is, these all are my learnings, what I observed. So I always try to roll it here once. Okay, so if it is extra heated, or if there is some residues left from the previous work, it will come off here on your paper, and it won't spoil your main sheet. Okay, now coming to the self end, what should it call, I don't know, I think it is, I'll call it cellophane only. Okay, so what we have to do is, when you are running the tool, you don't have to be make it very quick. If you'll go very quick, it will just slip. Okay, it will just slip. Just see, I just make it very quick, and it slipped, and it didn't give any stitched effect. Okay, so you have to go very slow. You have to go slow, not very slow, but yeah, you have to keep a slow pace. Okay, now see, I did it a bit slow, and I got the effect here. Okay, and it heats up very fast. So the one thing which I found a bit difficult for me, because the situation of the placement of my craft table is such that I have to remove the plug again and again, because if you won't, then you will face problem something like this. Okay, the burning smoke is coming out. Okay, one thing you have to keep in mind, that the tool is hot for a longer period of time even when you unplug it. So I learned it with my burn hand. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are keeping it at a safe place when you are done with your work. It should not touch with wires here, even with the wire of this tool, because then it will destroy it. So you have to make sure that you keep it separately, and especially if you have child at home, just keep it at a very safe place, because this is really 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 hot. Okay, so now coming to the next thing, that how to make a pocket and how to add shakers into it. Okay, so let me start, and that's the ruler, so we'll learn that how to use that ruler as well, along with that ruler as well. Okay, so let me plug it in again. You have to remove plug it in and plug it out again and again. That's what I feel. And but if you can manage to work so quickly, then no need of doing that. But I think for me it takes some time. Okay, so I am getting some shakers here. Okay, so what I will be doing is, let's see if I have to make a pocket. You can use a smaller version as well, or let me cut it out so that I can show you the smaller version of it. This tool is good because you can make some curve design too, like okay, you can make curve design like this, but you have to make sure that your tool is not very hot, because these type of designs you would only be able to make when your tool is not very hot, because when it goes very hot, it will melt the sides of this stitch line as well. So that we have to keep in mind. Okay, one more thing, yeah, one more thing, very important thing you have to keep in mind, that when you are running that tool, just give it few seconds to uh, to put your self in off to the chipboard, because it tends to stick here, and when you take it off, there might be chances that you are peeling off the stitched effect and the stitched layers together. So because that happens with me in starting, so I am sharing everything which I have faced. Okay, so it goes something like this. Okay, so let's start with, let me plug it off, it's very hot now. Okay, so let's start with making a shaker out of it. I already have this closed side, but but I think giving it a stitched effect would be a good idea, because then it looks empty, and then it doesn't go with rhythm. I want my all craft projects to be very perfect, so I do it, but that's not necessary. But yeah, I do it. Okay, so I have plugged it off, but still it is so hot that it is working properly. Okay, so there is one more thing. You can use this inside line too while running your tool. So let's do it here this time. Okay, I have fixed my ruler, and then I'll just run my this tool here from this gap. Okay, so it is like this. It is a good it is actually a good tool, very interactive, I would say. You can make your project very interactive. Okay, you just put your finger here or anything to give it a little gap to insert some shakers, like this. Okay, so here my shakers are inside. So it is nothing like you only have to put the shakers. You can even put some quotes inside, and or maybe some pictures inside, or a tag inside. You can do it in any ways you want. Okay, so if I have this tag, I can write down some message here, and then I can slide it inside, and then I can seal it. So you can do something like this too. You can be as much creative as you want. Let's see if I want to put this inside. you can do that. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, and then just seal it here. Okay, it is sealed. I have a second out, so I'll just run it again. Okay, so see, it's done. Now if I want to make it as a tag, so what I'll be doing is I'll make one more line here with fuse tool, keeping all the shakers towards this side. Reason being, when I'll punch it here, my shakers won't come out. Okay, so I'll give a, maybe you can make it a little less in width. Okay, and now run it through. Yeah. Okay, now you can punch it here and your tag is ready. So that's how you make your shaker. Okay, now just a second, I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, now what you have to do is you just have to punch it here and it's all set. You can put a ribbon here and then you can tie it around, and that's how you do it. Now coming next, if you want to add only some pictures inside, how you do it is, even you can go with some tiny parts as well. I did one project with this. I'll just show it to you once we'll complete it. I'll show you that project too, which I did. So I thought of making something for my family first with this, so I just made it. I just want to explore this tool, so I made it. Okay, I decided that okay, so this tiny butterfly would come. Yeah, see, if I'll just peel it off like this as I run my tool, and at the same time if I'll peel it off, then there might be chances that your 2 layers would come off. Okay, so you just wait for few seconds, hardly 2-3 seconds, and then you can take it off. Okay, that's all right. So one thing which I told you is that if the tool is very hot, something like this gonna happen. So I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me focus my camera. Okay, can you see this? So this is something will happen with your self-in if your tool is very hot. Okay, now you seal it here like this. So this my butterfly sealed to this area. Now the next area, if you want to add some shaker, you can add shaker, you can add some quotes or anything in that matter. I am just doing it roughly without using any ruler, just because it won't be very much time consuming. Okay, so but however, try to use ruler. Okay, so let's try adding some glitter inside. If glitter comes out, let's see. I'm sorry for that camera setting. Okay, so let's see if that comes out. Okay, and that's how. Just wait for a second. Okay, peel it off. See, even your fine glitters are not coming out. So it seals the product very nicely. You just have to run it a bit slow, little bit in slow pace, like this. Okay, then you get a proper stitched effect. If you go very quick, you might get only a slip like this. So that was a mistake which I was doing, because most of the time what we see on videos are fast forwarded, and that's what set into a mine. So that was I was doing when I opened this, and I was just trying to doing like this. I was just trying to doing like this, and every time it was slipping, and it was not giving that effect. So that was one of my learning. You have to go very slow. Okay, if your tool is too hot, and if you go slow, it will melt your silicone. So everything would will come with the experience. As you'll work with it, your hand and your mind will get habitual that how the tool works. You both, your tool and you, get the coordination. Okay. Okay, so that's what about the tool. And what should I tell you? Okay, so there is one more thing which I have to tell you is the cost about this tool. Okay, so I bought it here from India, from a website called Crafters Corner India, and I got it at 3100. However, if you want to buy it from a website like Amazon, you even get it, but that would cost you a bit higher. So I would suggest you to go with the uh, the one where you are getting a good economical price. Okay, next is whether you should go with the cheaper version or the alternate of this tool or not. So I would suggest better to wait for some time and then go with only a quality product, because this is an electrical equipment, and before anything you have to be safe. Okay, so you have to keep in mind whatever you are buying, that is of good quality, because you are, if you are going with an alternate of this just because of saving some penny, you might keep your life at risk while working. So keep that in mind. Okay, I would not suggest to go with any alternate version, though I have used it, I really liked it. But at the same time, before buying it, you have to make sure, just do a research, do some write down the notes, and just find out whether buying that particular thing is really necessary for your work or not. As I am into scrapbooking and card making, it is required for me. Okay, so if I would have not invested into it, that would also be better for me, because I had an alternative for this is stitching it through a sewing machine. Okay, but every time it doesn't get feasible for me, so I invested into it. However, you have to make sure that if you have to invest that amount or not, because there is no use of buying a product with a high amount and then keeping it as it is. Okay, so that is all about this tool, how it works, whether you should buy it or not, how it works, how you can make the things out of it. So at the end, I'll show you the project which I made with it, and I really loved it because I wanted to make something for my family, you know, to put on my crafty table. So I did it. Just, I am so sorry for that. I think this is because of lighting. Okay, so it is better now. All right. So the project which I made out of it is this. So here what I have done is I have started so first of all I've given the stitched mark here. Okay, and then I started making the small pockets like this. I made this pocket first, then I filled shaker, I closed it, then I inserted this picture. This entire area was open, and I inserted this picture, I fixed it, then I stitched it and I closed it. Then I made the second shaker pocket. After that, I die cut a letter family, and then I inserted because this area was stitched, so I inserted everything from top. I inserted FMALY. I stitched. I inserted it. I fixed it, and then I sealed every letter so that it won't go here and there. Okay. Then I just added a second layer the same way I did here. I made this area. Okay, then because this picture was smaller than this one, so I'm sorry, so I have filled this area with this color, with this shaker, so that the color combination also goes hand in hand. Okay, and then I have filled the top area because it was a family, and so I just wanted to make it in a house shape. So it was just a random thought, so I just gave a triangular shape here. Also, as I told you that because I want to add a hole, I want to put a hole here, so the same way I have to put something to hang it. So I have just sealed this area like this. Okay, and then I punched it here. Because I sealed the area, my glitter and my shaker won't come out from this area, so I just put a line here with my that tool. Okay, then I punched it. Okay, then I filled everything here from this side and I sealed this area, and that's how I got everything. At the end, for lace, it sometimes it gets difficult, to fix lace onto acetate sheets, so I have used a double-sided tape to adding my lace. So that's how I got this beautiful layout. I hope this entire video was very helpful. It would be helpful for you. And if you have any queries, you can do let me know into comment section below. Also, I am very much active on Instagram, so you can follow me there. You can see my other work too. So I work on various projects apart from scrapbooking, so you can see everything there. I keeps on updating my Instagram, and I'm very much active there. And if you have any queries, you can even DM me. If you have any orders, you can DM me there too. All right, so I think it's I'll call it for a day, and I think that entire video would be helpful to you. So thank you so much for taking out time and stopping by and listening everything. Thank you so much. Bye bye.